What's up everyone, welcome back to the Frog vs Clown YouTube channel. I'm the Frog, MrFrogSplash.
I'm the clown, TommyDaClown.
And today we're going to be looking at our top 5 WWE moments of January 2025. Let's go. Now this is going to be a monthly series where we will not only just look at the moments of the month, but we're also going to be looking at top 5 wrestlers of the month. We're going to be looking at the top 5 promo/segments of the month, top 5 matches of the month, and we're also going to be looking at what was the best episode of Raw, SmackDown, or NXT of the month, and also giving you guys an answer of what was the best overall WWE episodic show of the month. So that should be great there, but today we're going to be looking at the top 5 moments for you. He's got 5, I've got 5, and we're going to see if the lists are similar, how they're different, and just discuss what we thought of the month as a whole.
So kicking off my top 5 list, being number 5 was the Raw episode, first Raw episode of the year. Of course, it was a stacked show, top to bottom. But there was the opening match that I put, was Roman Reigns regaining his Ula Fala after about a year of not having it. Him beating Solo Sikoa, this about 9-month storyline just ending Raw on Netflix. Him being crowned by The Rock was a good moment as well. So that is my number 5 spot.
It was definitely a great moment, Roman finally beating Solo and officially becoming the tribal chief once again. Solo was running around for a while saying that he was the tribal chief, and I think that this story in Solo as well, was getting a lot of hate, like in general by fans online. And I said it a little bit before Solo was calling himself the tribal chief, but I liked Solo and I liked what he was doing, and to see him build his own version of the bloodline was really, really cool. Like, he brought in Tama Tonga, and he brought in Tonga Loa, and then we got Jacob Fatu, and seeing him, just kind of become this leader and like grow as a character was just so interesting. And yeah, that moment of Roman finally beating Solo in a really good match was perfect. And what's going to be interesting as well is to see what Solo does in the future. Going into WrestleMania, I think he might fight with Jacob Fatu. But then after that, I don't know what he does, because he's no longer the tribal chief, and that was his whole thing. So maybe he goes for mid-card championship gold. Maybe he goes back for world heavyweight titles or that. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was definitely a great moment. And number 5 for me, I have got Julia winning the NXT Women's Championship at New Year's Evil earlier this year. I thought this was amazing. What an incredible moment seeing Julia finally win that championship. Of course she was going to do it. This felt like the perfect moment for her to win the title. Roxanne Perez had an all-timer women's championship run, held the title for, I don't know how many days it actually was, but I think it was maybe just under 300. Roxanne was such a great champion, but this was the perfect time to give the title to Julia, one of the best wrestlers in the world, and just so deserving. And it was actually an incredible match as well. I mean, that's exactly what you expect from two of these competitors. But yeah, I've got Julia winning the championship at number 5.
Yeah, the great moment of 2025, the first episode of NXT, I believe. And they say it every week now, it's the best women's division in all of the world that I've seen. And seeing this rush of new women coming in, you got Julia, you got Stephanie Vaquer, you've got Zarya, Jordan Grace just signed, but she's probably going to be in the main roster, I believe. But her winning the NXT Championship, she's a great successor to Roxanne Perez, and a brilliant reign, by the way. Great matches, great promos, and this reign really solidified to me that Roxanne Perez is here to stay. Going to be a big player in the main event. You've seen her already in the Royal Rumble. But yeah, great match, and it's a great pick.
Yeah, and the thing is with Roxanne Perez as well, I liked her when she was a babyface, and I didn't know if she had a heel side to her.
Yeah.
And when she turned heel and won the championship, she really did show to me that, oh wow, she, is amazing. Like, she's not only good, she is definitely like a future GOAT when it comes to the women. And I didn't see that before. I thought she was good, but I thought she definitely had a ceiling. But now, no, Roxanne Perez is going to go down as one of the greatest women of all time by the time her career is over, for sure. You can see that already, and I think, yeah, she, like, over the past year has developed more than any other woman in that roster. And Roxanne Perez is maybe the most ready to go onto the main roster. Just a matter of time. I feel like she's probably going to have a match at Stand and Deliver, and then right after that she'll be up, But yeah, Julia winning the championship here was perfect. Now let's move on to your number 4 spot. What takes it?
Well, again, a very stacked January, but what takes it for me is when Jey Uso hit the spear hit the frog splash on Gunther and had him in the pin, and Gunther kicked out. It was insane. In the moment, I just
Was that Saturday night's main event?
Saturday night's main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. You even said it right after we saw it. You could just envision him, the referee hitting 3. You could envision him holding back his leg and covering his shoulders. And I thought Jey Uso was going to do it. I thought we were going to end Gunther's reign and have Jey Uso as finally a World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, that didn't happen. Gunther does what he does, makes us believe, and just shatters him at the end. But now, I think that moment was incredible, and feeling what Jey Uso can do. Maybe that's what we're going to feel at WrestleMania 41 when he's probably going to fight Gunther. But at this time, he's going to win, I believe. But yeah, that's my number 4 moment.
That's the thing with Gunther matches, right? He has you on the edge of your seat, right? He'll dominate a lot of the match, and then his opponent will end up getting some offense, and they'll get a good sequence going, and then they'll have a couple of like really crazy near falls that you're like, oh, Gunther's about to lose, and then he'll just hit one clothesline and it's over, you know, and it completely changes the dynamic of the match.
But might hit a couple of his finishes as well.
Exactly, he'll just hit like 4 clotheslines, 2 power bombs, and then his last symphony or whatever, you know. But the thing is with that near fall, the one against Jey Uso, I really thought, wow, Jay's about to win here, you know. And then obviously he didn't. But yeah, I could picture the ref just hitting 3, and that's when my heart, you know, your heart like skips a beat, and it's like, oh no. I'll say it's not in my top 5, but definitely was a really good moment in the month. At my number 4 spot, I have got John Cena declaring his participation in the Men's Royal Rumble 2025. This was on the debut episode of Raw on Netflix. I love this moment. I thought it was just amazing. The promo in of itself as well was unbelievable. We had Cena, obviously, first came out and he was just kind of appreciating how big this Netflix deal was. But then he started to get into, you know, talking about his retirement and all of that. And he was saying how maybe, you know, we expected too much of this retirement tour. Maybe he's not got it in him anymore. Maybe he can't win another championship, you know. And then he said, well, maybe I would have to do something like win the Money in the Bank, win the Elimination Chamber. And then he said, maybe I could win the Royal Rumble match. And then that's when the fans went wild, and Cena kind of had a thought, and he went, wait, maybe I could win the Royal Rumble match. And then he said, you know what, I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to win it. I'm going to headline WrestleMania. And I just thought this was an amazing moment, and it really just kicked off his retirement tour in such an amazing way. Yes, we did think that someone like Gunther was going to come out, or Logan Paul, you know, this would maybe foreshadow a future feud with Cena, but they didn't do that. And I think that's okay. They didn't have to, you know, do anything too complicated with this. I think this was the perfect way to kick off the retirement tour in just a really positive way. Just for the future, you know, we can clearly see that this retirement tour is going to be good. Spoiler alert, the first month and a bit has not been too great, but, you know, at this point you're thinking, wow, this retirement tour is going to be cinema.
Yeah, we did talk about the retirement tour in another video. If you've not seen it, I recommend you go check it out. We went a bit more into detail with this, but yeah, just seeing John Cena, I mean, just anyone come out and do a promo, it's just them speaking, no interruption, it's fresh, it's nice. And like you said, it is a great way to start the retirement tour. Have them set out his goals, say what's achievable, what's not, and of course his gimmick of never giving up, going into a 30-man Royal Rumble, odds are low, that set up a stacked Royal Rumble participants. Yeah, that's a great moment for January 2025. My number 3 spot for January 2025 moments is Penta's debut on the 2nd episode of Raw. Not only just him coming out and seeing him in a WWE ring, but the match in general with Jagged was really good. They presented this whole Penta coming to WWE thing well. I felt like he could actually be a solo star instead of just being with his brother who's being held hostage at AEW, Ray Phoenix. He said it multiple times that he is. But Penta now feels like more of a single star to me, and when he gets that reunion with his brother, it's going to be interesting to see because we're going to be more connected to Penta, and now when they win tag gold, it'll be like Penta and Ray Phoenix, and it's going to be 2 almost separate people, separate identities, because Ray Phoenix is over at AEW, Penta's doing his own thing. You never know, Penta could even win some singles gold. He hinted at it with a face-to-face with Braun Breaker. But yeah, just seeing him come out, do his whole entrance, it was brilliant.
Yeah, it definitely was great. I loved Penta's debut. One of the best debuts I've seen in a very long time. And as well, they really showcased him as a proper star here. Like the aura he had when he came out was just amazing. I don't really like his theme song. I think, they def rebelled him there. But either way, the moment of Penta being there just felt so surreal. Seeing him in the ring with someone like Chad Gable was so cool. And I mean, yeah, WWE didn't even try and keep this a secret as well. They posted stuff online before he even showed up in the company. But an amazing moment. We'll have to see if it's in my top 5 list. And yeah, I love it so much. My number 3 moment of the month is actually another January 6th Raw episode moment, the debut of Raw on Netflix, and that is Rhea Ripley regaining her Women's World Championship on Raw. I thought this was incredible. A pretty much year-long storyline culminated right here. Again, another storyline that I feel like got a bit too much hate. I do understand why people maybe got a little sick of it. For me, I'm more in the camp of I liked it, right? I liked the storyline. The Damien and Finn story to me was getting a little dry, but this story for me was interesting. The moment in of itself, though, I loved this so much. Rhea Ripley finally regains the championship that Liv Morgan took from her. Liv Morgan didn't only take the championship from her, though. Liv Morgan took Rhea's man in Dominic Mysterio. She took Rhea's family in the Judgment Day. And obviously she took Rhea's place at the top of the women's division on Monday Night Raw. And what was so cool afterwards when Rhea won the title is that Dom tried to go back with Rhea. And realistically, like if Rhea accepted Dom here, she was probably going to get back into the Judgment Day. She was probably going to get everything back that she had lost. But Rhea decided, I don't need you. I don't need the Judgment Day anymore. I'm Rhea Ripley. I can do this on my own. And then she obviously sent Dom away, kicked him in the nuts, riptided him. And yeah, I just thought this was an incredible moment. So yeah, for me, number 3 of this month, Rhea Ripley winning back her championship. What do you think about that?
But yeah, this is a brilliant thing to happen. Not to mention that it was almost over a year if you count Rhea Ripley injuring Liv Morgan originally. But also after the match, we just got another separate moment in itself with Rhea finally, hitting Dominic, and then we had Undertaker come out, which could be a whole other moment in this list. May have to wait and see for it. But yeah, that moment, her regaining the title, seeing her as champion again, it's nice. It's good number 3 pick.
It's really nice, and the thing is with Rhea Ripley, even with her previous reign, when she doesn't have many challengers, I don't even care. I just like seeing Rhea as champion because, I don't know, she's just a very good champion in my opinion. She's a very believable champion, and she's definitely one of the best that the WWE have without a doubt. So this was a great decision and a great moment.
So my number 2 is one we've already mentioned. So I won't go too much into detail with it, but it's John Cena announcing he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. You just can't not have this in your list. It's a huge moment. And seeing him in the Rumble, now we've actually saw him in the Rumble, if you've not seen it. But it was brilliant. The moments he had in it, yeah, that's why it's in my list.
Yeah, like we said, an amazing moment. Very predictable. We knew Cena was going to be in the Rumble. Yeah. Obviously, we've been fantasy booking this retirement tour. It would have been shocking if he wasn't in the Rumble. But just seeing him finally announce himself to be in there it was so cool. And to do it on a show like Raw on Netflix was another just amazing thing. So yeah, I loved every minute of it. For my number 2, I've also got a moment that you've already mentioned, and I've got Penta's WWE debut. This was just amazing. Like we've said, the presentation, everything that they gave to him. Even the opponent, Chad Gable, was the perfect first opponent for him because Gable he can do it all. Gable's one of the best that the company has. To see Penta being treated like a proper big attraction is so beautiful. He had a really good match against Pete Dunne, really good match against Ludwig Kaiser. Yeah, really good match, really good Rumble performance, and he came in the first 2.
The Iron Man of it.
With Rey Mysterio, yeah, he's had an incredible month. But when it comes to this moment, I think the debut was perfectly executed, and it was amazing, right? So I love this. This is at number 2. It doesn't quite make the number 1 for me because my number 1 moment, I think it will probably be your number 1 as well. I think it's so special. So what is your number 1 moment of January 2025? I think we probably have the same. What is your moment?
I don't want to be the same as you and say Carmella is Damien Priest. I know it's too obvious. Just seeing Damien Priest and Carmella as a dream matchup, it's insane.
It's not a dream matchup, and the match wasn't even that good.
It's actually could be in our matches of the month. You have to see. Maybe it's number 1. But Carmelo Hayes, Damien Priest, that's 0.
And what's the moment? What's the moment? And it's 0, yeah. It's 0.
No.
Zero.
Seeing them announce the match.
And I like Damien Priest. It's Mel that I don't like.
Seeing them face to face, that's the moment. Seeing
right, and nobody was like, "Oh, imagine a Damien Priest versus Carmelo Hayes match."
Well,
Nobody's
clearly you're not with the trend. But that means my number one spot, which you might agree with, is Tiffany Stratton cashing in on Nia Jax, becoming the WWE Women's Championship.
She's becoming a championship.
Okay then. But yeah, she faked the cash in originally, which I thought was phenomenal. Getting her expectations high, then low, then back to high, and the crowd were amazing during this. What were your thoughts on the cash in?
Perfectly executed. A long time coming. You know, this is a story where, you know, she's about to cash in, she doesn't, she's about to cash in, and it kind of got a bit, at times, stupid, because why would Nia not confront her after all these moments where Tiffany was about to cash in? Now, personally, I think Tiffany cashing in during the War Games match would have been really interesting, and it would have been better, because I don't even know how that would have worked, but that's when we had Nia and Liv in the cage. That would have been insane. But this moment, to do it on SmackDown, I think it was the first cash in on SmackDown in like 6 years or something like that. It was a good number. It was amazing. They faked us, thinking, oh, it's another fake cash in. But then she outsmarts everyone. She attacks Nia, attacks Candice, gets Bianca to do the KO lead, and she attacks Bianca. And we have, I think it's Alicia Taylor or whoever's on the announcement team there, announcing she's cashing in. She's hyping up the crowd and all that, and she does her moonsault, wins the championship. Such an amazing moment. For me, that's probably going to get into my top 5 moments of the entire year. Truly, this moment was perfect, and I wouldn't change a thing when it comes to the cash-in on SmackDown here. So, for sure, the moment of the month. And yeah, what I've learned about this month in January, and what's good about doing these type of lists, is it makes you appreciate all the goodness of what's happened in the WWE. And what I've realized is that January for WWE was an incredible month with so many great moments and so many great matches and promos, which we'll discuss in another video. As well, what's ironic is that Raw, in my opinion, by far has been the better show than SmackDown this month. But a SmackDown moment ended up winning moment of the month, which to me is very funny, because it's like SmackDown's been very up and down, and Raw's just been perfect. Raw's been like clean all month. In my opinion, actually, I think Raw is on the greatest run it's ever been on. And I've not seen like every single Raw in history, but the past 5 weeks, every single Raw on Netflix has banged hard, right? I think they've all been amazing. And obviously, like we say, this month's been incredibly stacked. There's so many moments from this month that I was like gutted to not put on this list, right? I was kind of considering, should we do a top 10 list? But then, you got to be strict, Moments like Oba Femi winning the NXT title, Lyra Valkyria becoming the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion. I mean, that's such a big moment, right? If this happened in any other month, it would get top 5, right? We've got Nikki Bella appearing on Monday Night Raw, not her Rumble appearance, but the one where she was in the crowd, right? We've got Undertaker appearing. Jacob Fatu absolutely annihilating Braun Strowman at Saturday night's main event. That was an incredible moment, and again, that would probably get in the top 5 in any other month. So, generally, I feel like this month was amazing, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for the rest of February. It's already been a good month this month, and I think that it's going to continue being good. I mean, Fandango just freaking showed up on NXT. I mean, what are we doing now? That was incredible. The most random thing I've ever seen. The Rumble's been great. We had a great Raw. So February started off great, but the moment of the month goes to Tiffany Stratton. Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy content like this, we pretty much upload daily, so turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And obviously tell us in the comments what you think was the moment of the month. Give us your top 5 list. We'd like to actually know what you think, and we could maybe even react to them. If we get enough of them, we could actually react to people's top 5 moments. That could be interesting. But let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of what we said. And thank you again. We'll see you later.